If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkill's tutorial guides from Microsoft Flight Simulator, or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining us on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future releases that come down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we are absolutely trying something completely different now, guys, and I'm gonna need you to bear with me and hang on tight because this is quite the surprise for me as well. This is completely different from anything else we've done on the channel, you guys. This is Farming Simulator 22. Now again, hear me out, nobody run away just yet. I want to start out by giving you guys some backstory here because it's really critical to why I'm even starting to do this series. I have never had a big interest in farming or agriculture or anything like that. Not to say that I don't respect the process and those who do it. It's an amazing process that requires an incredible amount of knowledge of soil and agriculture and the machinery and the hardware and processing, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's an incredible, it is a life, right? But I never really, outside of, watching a few Discovery Channel things here and there, I never really had a great interest in it. And I've had this buddy of mine, you guys know him from the Discord, his name is Cultivator, who has been pushing me for almost a month. Kept bringing up Farming Simulator. Let's try Farming Simulator. You got to try Farming Simulator. And I hemmed and I hawed and I made him keep playing Subsistence with me and blah, blah, blah. And finally decided to give it a shot. I saw Farming Simulator 22 on sale on Steam. Got the premium package. I think it was like $35. I really got one hell of a deal, to be honest with you. And then found myself absolutely hooked over the last week. I have been playing this for 1 week, you guys, but I've been playing a crap ton. Now, I am by no means an expert. There is tons that I have yet to get into, but let's talk about some of the options before we get started with our career here. You guys, you can do your standard farming. You can do, I think it's called husbandry, where you raise animals, cows, horses, pigs, etc. You can do horse breeding, horse selling, where you actually have to train your horses and things like that. You can do forestry. You can do mining. There are a ridiculous number of mods. I will show you guys some of the ones that I currently have installed, assuming that I go to the right menu. And like I said, that's sort of one of the big kickers here too, is a perfect example of how little I'm actually aware here. I think there you go. There's my DLC content here, guys. This is everything that I currently have installed. And actually, this is just the DLC. This is not all of my mods. So at some point, you guys will see all my mods. I'll do a video when I get more confident with them. I still have so much to learn, you guys. But I'm going to walk you guys through how I sort of start out here. And what I've learned over the last few days, and see if you guys can find the same interest that I do in it, because it is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Now we have selected, there's 3 difficulties levels. Think of it as easy, medium, and hard. We are selected the medium level. Now there are a couple of setting changes that I did see that I want to change right out of the gate that I'm going to walk you guys through. And we're just going to walk you guys through my career with me and see how it all goes. Time scale, I'm going to kick that down to 3 for now. Otherwise it moves too fast, and obviously we're going to be talking things like that. Traffic, that's AI traffic. It's up to you. I turn it off because they drive ridiculous. Like, they'll come around the corner at Mach 4 and there's no damage model to them, meaning that even if you ram them with a semi truck, they're not going to move. It damages your truck, but literally the vehicle just stays there. I will tell you right now, the AI traffic, for me anyway, is an incredible pain in the backside. Okay. Auto save intervals, I'm actually going to set that down to 10. I do like that. Seasonal growth, I'm going to turn that off for now because, again, still learning. What that means is that, just like it shows on the right, you can only grow certain things in a certain time. Days per month, I'm going to go ahead and leave that at 1 day because we turned the time scale down, so the days are a little bit longer. That should be enough. Let's see here. Snow, crop destruction, I'm also going to turn that off for now. What that will do is if you run over the crop with, say, a tractor with wide tires, you will actually flatten your crop and damage it and reduce your yield. Periodic plowing, I'm going to go ahead and leave that on for now. That's fine. Fieldstone, lime required, weeds, all that I'm leaving on. Dirt we'll leave on. Automatic engine start, I'm turning that off. What that will allow you to do is that when you exit a vehicle, if you leave the engine running, it will stay running. This can be helpful later on. For an example, some of the forestry equipment, like a wood chipper. If you leave the tractor, and for example, one of the things you guys can do is you can almost completely customize your scenery in your farm any way you want. You can raise and lower the terrain, add gravel, grass, whatever it may be, cut down trees. And so if you cut down the trees, one of the things that this will do is if you get a wood chipper, you can pick up a log, throw it in the chipper, and the wood chipper will stay on when you are outside of the tractor. So this is a good one to have turned off, in my opinion. By the way, I'm going to be using an Xbox controller, so some of the controls are a little goofy. The AI workers, I turned all of this off. What this sends is you can actually hire labor, if you will, hire workers, and any fuel they use, any seeds they use, any fertilizer, etc., any of this stuff, whatever they use, they will spend your money to replace it, and I don't like that. I want to be in charge of when I go shopping. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and save game here to save these settings. Let's go down to these settings here. I don't think there's anything here that I really am too concerned about right now, at least not for now. Yep, these are all set. I set these down to United States. By default, I believe they are set for Europe. Let's see here. And I think that's really it for the moment. Okay, groovy. All right, vehicle volume, I'm gonna actually kick that back up. I control my sound through OBS, so I'm not too worried about that. All right, let's go ahead and get rolling here. So I'm gonna save game again, make sure those settings save, and let's begin. Now, guys, there's so much that I could tell you. Again, you can customize it. You can remove that building, which we will do later. We're going to remove that building later. We're going to remove that building. We're going to remove some trees. We're going to flatten some ground out. We're going to level some terrain out. We're going to do all kinds of stuff, but this is all going to be with time. There is so much you guys can do. So let's go ahead and get the process started. We're going to start with just the basic farming, guys, which means we have a lot of money to spend. We need to first buy a land. This is the starting zone for everyone. We're going to go ahead and just buy this one to keep everything easy and default. So we're going to go to our start menu. And we need to find our farm. So we're going to come down here. You can see in the bottom left there, you got the icons there. It says farmland. We're going to switch to that. I'm going to zoom down in. I'm going to push my right thumbstick to select it. This is the zone that we've selected. You can see the value at 156,000, and we're going to go ahead and buy it with X. Boom. Now we have our farmland. This now belongs to us. We can do anything we want with it. So, but obviously everything costs money. You can see our money dropped. So now it's time to go do some serious shopping. We're going to buy tractors. We're going to buy trailers. We're going to customize my semi-truck. I'm going to tell you guys what are mods and what aren't, and what are the default and what aren't as I go through them. Most of the stuff is going to be default, but we do have a few mods turned on as well that are going to make things a bit easier to get around. But I will call those out. If I say this is a mod, it means that in the default, you would not be able to do that. So, for example, we're going to go ahead and start right now. This is called Dev Tools, I believe, Easy Dev Tools. And one of the things we're going to do is use it to move around very quickly. The shop is right over here. This is where if you buy a tractor, if you buy a truck, if you buy a pallet, it's going to appear over here. So we're just going to click it. It teleports us there. And I'm doing this for you guys' benefit, you know, obviously, so you don't have to watch me run back and forth. If you don't have the mod, you would have to run all the way from our farm over to here. Okay, or drive later on when you get a vehicle. All right, so now that we're here, let's go shopping. So we're going to start out with some of the things that I've learned, and hopefully this helps you guys out if you're starting my way. Now, I want to make it clear, I have not gotten into cotton. I have not gotten into grapes or olives or corn or beets, okay? We are going to be doing, or potatoes. We are going to be doing things today like canola and wheat and barley, things of that nature, right? So starting out, the first thing I'm going to go straight for transportation is what I want to do first. How am I going to get everything to and from? Believe it or not, we're going to need a forklift. So I'm going to grab my forklift right now. I haven't found a major advantage to any one of these yet. Maybe later on we will. Like I said, I've only been playing for a week. So I'm just going to grab the cheap one. Boom, purchased. Okay, so we got ourselves a forklift. We're going to need that to bring it onto our flatbed. Okay, next we're going to find a semi-truck. So we're going to come over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. These first 7 are default. Everything after that is a mod. These are add-ons, but they're all free. All of these mods are free. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this guy here. This is the one that I've been using lately, and I really enjoy it. So I'm going to grab this, and we're going to customize it for overkill purposes. Leave the standard as configuration. That changes the trailer. There's tons of customization options you guys can do. I'm not going to go through every one of them, just so that way I can save time and keep you guys from getting burnt out. 485 horsepower right now. On the top left under information, you can see that if I increase the engine, it goes all the way to 1582, but look at that price tag. It also jumped pretty dramatically. Now, I'm actually going to go ahead and do that for this one because I don't want to have to worry about whether or not my truck is strong enough to move what I want. Tires, things like that, I actually just leave the default. I don't worry about that right now. Wheel setup, again, you can do heavy duty wheels, things like that as you get moving on, but I haven't had any issue with that either. We're going to do black bell. There's a couple of different skins that come with this one. I like the black bell. I don't like the carpet head. That's bad. Decals. I'm going to add some decals here. Let's go ahead and start cruising through. And, oh, you know what? I didn't put my mud guards on. Let's put the mud guards on. And I like full fender painted. I got to have my truck gripping and ripping, man. Got to have it. Standard. We're going to go here. We're going to come back. You guys are going to see everything change here in a minute when it comes to the decals and stuff. We got to change our colors first. But you guys will see it here in a minute. Let's see here. Let's see, heavy duty number 2 pusher. There's oversize. Road train. Heavy duty 2. I like heavy duty 2. Let's do heavy duty 2, just like that. Let's come down again. I do like the... There we go. Looks pretty wicked there. Extras. Rack and winch. That all goes on the back if you guys want. It looks cool, but I don't really worry about that. Forestry rack. I know a buddy of mine who's going to love that. I don't like the emergency lights. So we're just going to go with that one there. All right, and we're going to go double exhaust. That's Canada double exhaust. I'm looking for, I can't remember, did I go to the right for this one? I know which one I'm looking for. Just got to find it. Yeah, there's the double exhaust, strobe lights, exhaust, boom, here we go. We don't want straight. I think it was someone just to the left, angled 70 high. Yeah, look at those monsters. That looks sick. Passenger, no. Main color. Okay, so main color, I'm going to go as close to overkill red as I can. We're going to do race red gloss. There it is. And you guys can now see the decals that we were messing with earlier. So let's go back up there so we can play with those for a minute. This is just the first part, you guys. We haven't even gotten into anything yet. And this part is just so much fun. There we go. Seminole looks pretty cool. Houston 3. I think it was Houston 2 that I used last time. Yep, I like that one. Let's do that one. Okay. Vinyl color. Let's go with jet black. Actually, let's go black gloss. There we go. There it is. That's very good. All right, I like that. That's rim color, and let's go to our license plate. Oops. And let's see here. Let's make a license plate. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Type 1. It doesn't normally like. Oh, it's got to be digits here. Maybe we do want type 2 then. It never likes my name, and I think it's because it doesn't like the word kill in it. It's like it's a filtered word. But check this out. So we'll do over. And I'm just going to try KLL. And we'll do sim. Overkill sim. Let's try that. Yeah, see? But watch. See how it says OK there? Right? It's down at the bottom. It says X for OK. Check this out. If I go back and I do, let's see if it'll let me do it. I really hope it does. But it has never let me before. If I do overkill. Oh, wow. It's letting me this time. What? That is so weird, dude. It has never let me. Did it take it? Oh, no. Look at it. Look what it did to the letters. Overcal. It does not like the word kill, which is fine. It's obviously registering as a filtered word. I'm actually okay with that. I understand where they're going with it. So we're going to try over again. And we're just going to change things. So let's do K, L, and then let's do SMS for Sims. Overkill Sims. Let's see if they'll take that. Yeah, see? It let me use that one. So there we go. Overkill Simulations. Boom. Us. There we go. 132,000. That was more than I wanted to spend on the truck. I got to be honest with you, but we got it. Okay, so the next thing we need is a trailer. We got a truck, and now we need a trailer. We're going to need a couple of trailers here. First thing, when it comes time to grow all of our crop, we need somewhere to put all of that crop. So we're going to grab this guy here. It's a side dump trailer that will allow us to empty our harvester into it and transport our goods to somewhere that we can sell them. There's a couple different options here, but the problem is that most of these require a ball hitch, where the one that we're using here, although that one isn't bad. That one isn't bad. 54,000, 6.8 meters cubed. And this one's 59,000 at 40.8 meters cubed. So another, what, 5,000, and we're getting how much again? 16.8 versus 45. Yeah, I get that's kind of a no-brainer. Let's grab this one. All right, cool. And we've already got the fifth wheel for it. So, all right, so I'm going to grab this one because, again, that way I don't have to buy a truck or use one of my tractors to do it. Now, main color, we're going to go black since I can't set it up for the overkill colors. And let's go ahead and buy this bad boy. Wow, they charged me like $5,000 to repaint it, $4,000 to repaint it. That sucks. Okay, so now let's keep going. So now we have a truck and trailer. Now, we're not quite done with trailers yet. We still need a flatbed. Okay, this is to bring goods home, pallets, food, or fertilizer, seeds, etc. Now, I always have the hardest time finding the one that I'm going to be looking for here, and it drives me nuts. This one has auto load. Okay, so this is a mod, and you guys can see that right there. The problem is you guys can see it only takes bales, so we can't really use it for what we're starting with, but I can never find my trailer anymore, the one that I always buy in this menu, and I think I'm looking in the wrong spot, but I can't remember where the right place is to look. So we're going to go to a different location and search by name, which is Load King. So let's just come down here. There it is. Boom. And there's the one I want right there. And we don't have anything fancy to do other than change to design 2 because I like the full deck for loading it. That way you don't have to worry about missing the wheel track. Because like I said, driving in this can be a little weird. All right, and we also have the option to lease equipment in a pinch, but I don't think that we're going to need to do that based on how I've got this ironed out. So let's see. Assuming that I have any idea what I'm talking about. Okay, so we now have a way to transport both our crop and our goods, and we have a forklift to load everything up. So things are looking nice. Now, next step, tractor. Got to have something that's going to do all the work for us. I'm going with large tractors. This is a very expensive method to go through. Only do this if you are confident that you can get started with the money that we have, because you're going to see, I'll be surprised if we have 200,000 by the time I'm done. So we're going to have to be real careful, but I'm going to go with the big tractor. I'm going to go with this one right here. I'm not going to do any extras on it right now. I am going to set it up for US design. I'm not going to worry about any additional weight because we're not doing anything that crazy yet. So I'm going to hit OK. Boom, there it is. Look at that. We're already down to 655. So we have that. Now, it's time to start walking through some of the processes of getting the farm going. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do, and this is just what I found work. If you guys are pros at this, please, by all means, leave comments down below on things I could do better. I am, again, not pretending to be some hot shot here. Just trying to share the experience. So first we need a harvester. I have found this one to be one of the best ones that I have found comfortable using. It's sort of a mid-range, $129 on the price, so it is a bit expensive, but it's got nice horsepower. When you look at the horsepower difference, 175 to 310. Look at its carrying capacity, 8,500 liters to 4,900 liters. Like, this one is just the better bang for the buck across the board. So I'm going to grab this guy. Okay, I'm not going to do anything else with it. We're just grabbing it. Boom, there it is. Next thing we need is the header. So that's what goes on front of the harvester. So we're going to come here, and it's this one. This is the one I like. All the stuff down here is what this header can actually pick up. So you have wheat, you have barley, you have canola. I can't remember what all the different icons are yet. Again, been playing a week. Soybean, and I don't remember what that one is. So I haven't planted it yet. I can tell you that much. So we're just going to grab this. Again, bought it. Boom. So now we have a harvester. We have our header. We have our truck and trailer to take our harvest and sell it. And we have our flatbed and a forklift. So next thing we're going to do is and we have our big tractor. So now it's time to start walking through the different processes. Okay. So that's how I'm sort of visualizing this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a mulcher. Okay. The mulchers are very nice. They're pretty cheap. And I think the one that we want is this guy here. This one works very nicely, very efficiently, and you get a 2.5% bonus weight to it. I'm going to go ahead and buy the extra weight for it because it's only $1,200. So make it pinch that thing right to the ground. So we got our mulcher. Next thing I'm going to want is a fertilizer, right? You're going to need to be able to fertilize things. So we have a couple of different ways we can do that. There are certain cultivators that can also add fertilizer, but I'm going to go a different route and get a spreader that can do both. So fertilizer spreaders, because the other thing we need is something that can do lime. Now, you have this one here, which is 78,000. This thing is huge. For the farm that we bought, it is overkill, for what we need. So I'm going to come down here. But the biggest thing that you want to watch for is it can do fertilizer and it can do lime. That's why I'm going there, where these two can only do the fertilizer. So lime is another one that is required. It balances out the pH in the soil. So we're going to want that. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase this one. Now, I can do a couple of different things here. I can leave it as is for right now, which we're going to do. But you can also, if you want to, you can add some extensions onto it to make it bigger. Maybe we'll add the small extension. It's only $250. We'll do that. Wheel setup, you can do some changes there. Wide tires, narrow tires. If you had crop damage on, this would be far more critical. But even with turn radius, narrow tires, if it's modeled correctly, narrow tires should make it turn tighter. A cover, $750. Sure, we'll put a cover on it because it looks cool, I guess. This one's the critical one, spreading discs. Okay, you guys can see these are the discs right here that actually shoot the fertilizer out or the lime out. I highly recommend you get the spreading disc. It's 8,000, but look at the arms. These will fold down and it dramatically increases the range, therefore increasing your production and reducing production time. Okay, less time on the field, more money to be made. So we're going to drop that one. Boom. So we got our fertilizer, we got a spreader, we have our mulcher, and we have our fertilizer. Next, we're going to need a cultivator. Okay, we're going to need to be able to dig that soil up, change it all up, and plant something new. So we're going to come to the cultivators. Now you can start pretty darn small, guys, without worrying about it too much. I'm going to go rather large because we have that big tractor. But the one that I'm looking for is, I think this guy right here. We're just going to grab this one right here. Nice big sucker. It'll get us through everything very, very quickly. And again, get us back into the field. Now, next thing we're going to need is a seeder. But the seeder, there are options here. Okay, there are ways that we can change things up a little bit here. So we're going to go to the weeders, which are here, and where there is a weeder that can also do seeding. So weeders pull out small weeds that grow between the crops, and they also grow between two different phases. You'll have weeds that grow right after fertilization. You'll have weeds that grow right after stage 1 of plant growth. So this is a big one that you want to pay attention to. So here we got this. Additionally, you can seed with this tool. So this is the one that I was talking about where you can seed with it. Notice that it is the only one, but the other ones do quite a bit more. Like the hose pull out small and medium weeds. I believe our weeder only pulls out small grown weeds between crops. So you want to make sure that you do this one very, very early on. If you let the weeds grow, if you wait too long to weed, this one will no longer be useful and you'll have to go and buy a different weeder or a sprayer. We're going to try to avoid buying the sprayer today. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab that one. And now we have a weeder and a seeder all in one. So now we don't have to worry about buying a seeder. We just bought a tool that does 2 different jobs. Okay, so that's really going to help us save a little bit of cash. Okay, so again, let's see here. So let's walk this through the start, from start to finish. We have a mulcher, we have a cultivator, we have a seeder, we have a weeder, we have a roller, we have fertilizer, we have a limer, we have a harvester, we have the header, we have a forklift, we have a flatbed, We have a truck. I think we're good for right now, guys. I don't think there's anything else critical that we absolutely have to have right now to get started. I think that's it for the moment. I'm just looking at all this stuff one more time. Well, you know what? If we miss something, oh well. Now, we have to buy the stuff to fill all this stuff. So let's start looking at some things here. Now, we're not going to be using anything liquid. This is all liquid stuff. If we have to get herbicide, that's where this stuff will come into play. Right here, and we'll have to get a sprayer, but I'm hoping we can avoid the sprayer. Look at that, 245,000 still. All right, so let's get some fertilizer. We're definitely gonna need that. We'll buy 4. Okay, and then let's get some seeds, and you can actually change what type of seed is once you load it into the seeder. Let's do 4 of those as well. And then lime. Lime, unfortunately, you don't have to do it as often, but you have to, it takes a lot, like, unfortunately. So let's get 6 lime. And I think that's it. This is all, everything else is used for feeding. So we're not going to worry about that. Okay. So that's it. That's everything that we needed to purchase. And they also have this menu here, guys, that are packs that give you everything that you need. But if you look at it compared to what we bought, this is far more than what you actually need to get through this. Like I don't need the top liner for the trailer, at least yet. Right? I haven't found a reason for it yet. So let's just go ahead and get to work. So here we are. Here's all of our stuff. And by the way, guys, if there's any stuttering or anything going on, bear with me. I don't know why. FS22, like I just got done doing a couple of videos for Microsoft Flight Simulator back to back, and I run ultra settings at 4K. But there is something about FS22 that OBS does not like. So bear with me. I'll try to figure that out as soon as I can. This is my first time trying to record it, but let's go ahead and get started. But we have everything here now. So what do you have to do now? Well, now you have to take all of this back home. And this is where this can be a real pain in the butt without the mod. So the cool thing is, let's go ahead and get it. Oh, well, I guess we have to start somewhere. So I'm using an Xbox, and if you can hit F1, it gives you a bunch of key commands, and it will switch over to the Xbox controller here in just a second. There you go. And there's LB, RB, both of them. You have a bunch of different menus that are set up for quick commands. Let's put the header on it, and then what I'm going to do is teleport us back to the farm, so that way you guys don't have to worry about watching me go back and forth on the road. So look it up. Boom, look at that. Isn't that awesome? All right, and now let's get us back to the farm. And again, this is easy dev tools, guys, if you guys are interested in this, how this all works. Here we are. I plan on changing this farm up quite a lot once we have some more money. It does cost money to do landscaping. But right now, we're just sort of throw this guy right in here. And let's set the excavator down. Or excavator. Ah, you guys know what I meant. Harvester. Cool. Alright. And then now, let's go back. And get the next piece. So come back over here. Boom. RGBneo standing on something. Alright, groovy. So, the next thing we would do is essentially, we're going to do the same thing with the tractor. So I'll show you guys one, and then I'll do the rest of them off screen so that way you guys don't have to watch me go back and forth, back and forth. We get our tractor. And this thing turns on a dime, which is another big reason why I spent the money straight away for this one. Hook that up, and rinse and repeat. And we're going to have to do this for each one of the items that go on the back of the tractor. Okay? Which is pretty much everything else. I will go back and look real quick before I skip any parts of the video and make sure that I don't leave anything out for you guys. Let's go ahead and just hit A, drop that down. And notice that because we were in the tractor and it was attached, it moved everything with us. Now I'm going to sort of put us over here, that way I don't hit anything. Or land on something I don't want to land on. Okay, so everything that I'm going to have to do that with, both of those have to go on the back of the tractor, and our roller and our weeder seeder have to go on the back of the tractor. Okay, so we're going to do this. Now, if you don't have the mods or don't want to use it like that, what I would recommend doing is you would actually hook this up, hook your semi-truck up to your flatbed, roll the ramp down the flatbed, and roll your tractor up and take them back like that. It goes a bit faster. Let's go ahead and just use our teleport. And and I will get this stuff done, guys, and then come back to you. And then I'll show you guys how we'll load all the pallets on. All right, so here we go. Go ahead and put that away now. So that's everything for the tractor. Oh, I actually didn't want to stop that. Let's disconnect it. Put this away. We'll go get our crop trailer. There, now we'll shut it off. All right. So let's head back over there. Boom. Let's get into the rig. Oh, wrong one. Alright, let's take our trailer home. And we'll take this one home first, and then we'll come back for everything else. This one will actually drive back. Wow, you can feel that 1,500 horsepower. Holy crap. Oh, mercy. Again, driving with the Xbox controller is a little weird. You can also go inside the truck. I'll have to try my track IR at some point. We'll see how that goes. Try and decide how to set up an actual rig for this. My office, I gotta figure out. I'm gonna have to make some concessions if I do that. So it's like, I don't know what to do. Alright, we're gonna have to squeeze everything else by, but I think that'll work. And by the way, the air hose sounds, that is also a mod if you guys hear that. Remember, I've got traffic disabled, so we don't have to worry about that. Dude, 78 miles an hour. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. Well, the Jake brake sounds great. I don't like that the Jake brake triggers every time you let off in idle, but that's alright. That's okay. It's not like it's an ATS here, so I'm pretty happy that they added all the mods they did. Okay, so now we have our trailer. And the trailer brings us quite a bunch of different goodies. So we're going to come over here. Now normally, I'm going to go ahead and leave the truck running. Just fold that down. Normally what would happen is we'll have to take our forklift if you guys don't have a mod. I have a mod called auto load turned on. So as I get these pallets close to the truck, it's going to automatically load them onto it. And that's just for ease. Again, saving some time. If you don't have any mods on, you will actually have to load them onto the trailer yourself, align them correctly, stack them the way you want, all that good jazz. And it is a lot of fun doing that. Okay, but as you start learning more and more about the sim, you're going to want to get like, okay, cool, let's just start a forklift. I want to get on to the next thing, right? So, oh, that was a terrible approach, but it happens. So now, I should be able to. You want to go real slow because it will set it, and then if you keep going, you'll hit it. There you go. I was hoping to put it up on top, but that's alright. The other nice thing is it will stack it. And again, that's called auto load. I will in the next video I'll make sure that you guys get to see all of my mods. since it won't, this is actually a safe way to do this. I just thought about that. There it goes. And then I don't have to worry about hitting it as I roll forward. It's actually kind of smart. There we go. Shut the forklift off. Now, strapping things down. You can either do it manually, one at a time. Look at that. Goes all the way through both rails. Or you can come into the truck and do an RB and right thumbstick for me, and it does them all. Totally up to you on how you want to do it. I sort of go back and forth depending on what my interests are at that time. And again, without any mods, this is exactly what you'd have to do. Load them all up one by one, tie them down, and then take them back home. There's also a mod that I'm not using yet that has a delivery service sort of option. That's one thing the game doesn't have by default. There isn't any way to have product delivered to you, which that part I found to be a little unrealistic, but I get it. You know, they were adding more content, and they did. By doing so, they definitely added a lot of content. Keep you busy. And I think that's what I love the most about this simulator. It is busy. You are always busy. There's always something you can be doing. Whether or not you want to is up to you. And then if you don't want, with all the mods and things that are out there, you can customize it to how you want. Well, I like this feature, but I don't like this one. Well, I want to put this here, but I don't want this one here. All right, let's roll that down. Undo our straps. We'll shut the truck off for this part. All right, so now I get the lovely job of taking all this stuff down. But before we do, let's figure out where I'm going to put everything, because I really don't know. That's the drag about all this. I could probably move some of this stuff and maybe put it in the barn for now, but then I'll have to fight the forklift in and out of there. You know what I might do is just leave it on the trailer for right now. I don't need the trailer for a while. Maybe we'll do that. Let's just leave it on the trailer for now. So, let's look at our fields now. Now it's time to look into doing some of that farmer stuff.